What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. It's been quite a long time since I've made a video. I've been out traveling the world for my fiat regular job. I know what exactly am I doing there, but I'm back for a few weeks, so I'm going to pump out some more content before I'm back to Europe. And what better time than now to give you an update on our crypto portfolio? Remember, this is a portfolio that I am building in the bear market, showing you what you can do, sort of investing with core fundamentals and sort of not being a risky degenerate. As a reminder, it started off with $1,000. So I put in $1,000 in on August 10th. And then every 2 weeks, I have put in another 200 US dollars. So at this point, I put in $1,600 US dollars. Obviously we're not positive yet, and that's not a surprise. Remember, we're here to build in the bear market, and we are still sort of tons of downward volatility on cryptocurrency. And I've tried to absorb as much of that as possible by not buying anything outside Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you've watched previous videos, which check out the playlist, I'll make sure that's linked in the end screen, that I had AVAX as one of three coins originally. It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and to a lesser extent, Avalanche. And I switched all my Avalanche around late August for Bitcoin. And the reason behind that was very simple. I truly believed that Avalanche still had 50 to 80% to dump. And we have seen a lot of that actually recently. We'll cover that soon. So remember, $1,600 I put in. As of right now, I took a screenshot of my Rabby wallet. We're sitting at 1457 US dollars, which gives us a P&L of, where is it? 8.9, negative 8.9%. Obviously, if you're sitting here going, wow, why am I watching this guy? He's an idiot. Remember, this is not financial advice, and any idiot truly can turn on the camera, shoot a video, and tell you a bunch of garbage. So I'm not here to sort of tell you what to do. I'm just here to document my journey and sort of bring you along, sort of bring you on that journey with me. And if you decide to follow sort of what I'm doing, all I ask is you do your own research, because that way it's on you. Remember, if you're investing your hard-earned money, you want to make sure you're doing what you believe, not what anyone else tells you. Now, this is as good a time as any. You see those icons above the screen, the Brown Jet on Instagram, on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. And in fact, you can join our free public Discord, discord.thebrowngen.com, if you want any sort of coaching support, etc. I also have a private coaching service. So if you're interested in having someone taking a look at your stock portfolio, crypto portfolio, train you on sort of how investing works, options, maybe even DeFi kingdoms if you're in Web3, well, check out coaching.thebrowngen.com and book a session with me. So we're sitting at minus 8.9%, not a big deal, because this is sort of that period of volatility. Remember, the goal here is to dollar cost average. In fact, my last update, which I put in $200 more, maybe like 3 days ago, like on Thursday, I have not bought anything with that. In fact, it's sitting in US dollars on the Avalanche network, waiting for a Bitcoin dip. In fact, Bitcoin's dip maybe like 2% since then. I'm waiting for a more significant move. We're going to talk about that. But if we take a look at every other cryptocurrency, it's sort of the same deal. You see Bitcoin's down 1.6% over the last week, Ethereum 2.8%. And when you take a look at some of the other tokens that we're in, let's take a look at Avalanche. It's down 4.3%, Stellar 3.6%, Toncoin, I don't know how this sort of jumped up 5.8% down. Solana's up 2.6%. But for the most part, what we see is Bitcoin moves slightly in one direction, Ethereum will move more, a higher magnitude, and the altcoins will move much more. And this is why I truly have not touched altcoins except for my sort of fundamental positions I'm still holding. And that's because I believe there's a lot of drops still left in them. Hey, Ease Chill, I appreciate you saying that. Thanks for watching. Like I said, guys, at the end of the day, we're all here to make money, and I'm sort of hoping to shed some light as to sort of my thesis here. So if we take a look at the crypto fear and greed index, don't know why I was struggling there, we're sitting at 47%. It's not neither a good time to buy, it's not neither a good time to sell. So that's why I'm waiting for, I typically wait for this fear and greed index to be like 30 or maybe below that. That's a good time to buy. It's a good time to sell when the fear and greed index is around like 80 plus. That's when you see massive euphoria and people spouting off these ridiculous price targets for Bitcoin. Remember, we should not expect Bitcoin to skyrocket for the next little while. In fact, the halving for Bitcoin is sitting at April 2024. That is still 7 months away at this point. And even then, that's around the same time we will see the BlackRock ETF potentially get approved. Both of these are massive catalysts as we're going to see crypto go mainstream even more. And when that happens, typically it'll take off. Ease Chill, how do I feel about Defira? Honestly, well, it's funny you asked that. I was sitting in Zurich, couldn't sleep one night, and I was just trolling their Discord, trying to understand what was going on. And it just seems like they're just continuously doing cash grab after cash grab, sort of not really caring about sort of the tokens they're putting out. If people bought like Nemas or Trank, you just got completely destroyed. I have not touched that project in a long time. I still have my Defira Gen 0 that I bought for a couple $100. I believe it's basically worthless at this point. But hey, you never know, because remember, this is a gamble, and that is a gambling decision that I took. I used the profits from all the farming I did early on in Defira. So like, I'd say I'm slightly down on that project overall, maybe like $50. Not a big deal. But I would not touch it. I would not touch it until they show proof of concept. In fact, all the team seems to be doing is they're just a copycat of DeFi Kingdoms, and they're doing a horrible job with it. That's just my opinion. Would love to hear yours as well, though. So please let me know what you think. Remember, if we're looking at sort of market cycles, things don't go straight up, just like they don't go straight down. And it's sort of crazy that when things are going up, right, when you're in that euphoria range, is when everyone wants to buy. Everyone's like, yeah, man, I'm going to take a loan out. I'm going to take a mortgage on my house. And then they get themselves in so deep and everything comes tumbling down. And the same thing happens when people feel like, oh my God, I'm just over this, right? Okay, I'm so sick and tired of waiting for Bitcoin and crypto to go up. Like, I see all those like meme text messages from people who are like, they told their parents, they told their friends and family to buy Ethereum and Bitcoin at 4,000 and like 68,000 for Bitcoin. And it's like down so much. They're like, what the hell, man? I don't want to listen to you anymore, blah, blah, blah. Remember, at a certain point when everyone tells you to sell, like they did when Bitcoin was $16,000, that was the best time to buy. Why? We saw Bitcoin double from there. It is always when people are panicking and capitulating. And remember, people are getting so sick and tired of waiting this out. This is why I say you got to set it and forget it. Like, I make these videos. I'm not looking at my crypto portfolio all the time. Remember, this is just a small component. I have a much larger portfolio, but this is what I'm sharing online. But I don't check the value of it. Why? Because it's like watching paint dry, and it can definitely be depressing if you're down. No one likes to be reminded of that. So in fact, the cryptos I'm in it for the long term. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't need to look at them every 5 minutes, right? I don't need to do that. And I implore you not to do that, because doing that, your patience is going to wear thin. You're going to get so annoyed. You're going to get frustrated. Why do that to yourself, right? Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin, it like almost hit that range. I was talking about this range a long time ago, sitting here to break the 24,000 mark where there's a ton of liquidity. And once we get there, I'd actually sort of purchase a bit more Bitcoin. This is actually when I would put in the $200 as well from the portfolio challenge to buy some Bitcoin there. Because once again, this is for the long term. I'm not too worried. I think that Bitcoin can go one of two directions, up to 28,000 where there's a lot of liquidity, and down to 24,000 where there's a lot of liquidity. Whichever happens first, then I expect the next move to happen after. So I'm kind of hoping it goes to 24,000. I buy a bunch of Bitcoin, maybe it goes out even more, and then it goes up to 28,000. That's sort of how the market makers want things to work. They want to grab those market orders. They want to make sure people sell to them at cheap. They buy it and then send it rocketing, and then retail buyers come after them. That's why they always win. This is why institutions always win, right? So Bitcoin has actually been doing somewhat okay. Like it's been somewhat flat. Remember, August 21st, I had changed some Avalanche for Bitcoin and I think a tiny bit of Ethereum. It's basically flat since then. Like it's like looks like if you look at this like dotted line, it's like really close to even. Compare that to Ethereum, which is down 7% since August 21. And sort of should remind you why my portfolio allocation favors Bitcoin, because remember, Bitcoin is the number one cryptocurrency, and it's the one that you should make sure, if it's not in stable coins, the majority of your holdings should be in Bitcoin, in my opinion. Remember, not financial advice. Take a look at Ethereum, though. It's somewhat trading below this range, sitting around 1,600, up and down. But Avalanche is another example of why people ask me, why are you selling Avalanche? Why are you selling why are you not getting into other altcoins? This is why, because they have a ton of drop in them. Let's take a look over here. August 21st, it was 10.89 or $11, and now it's under 8.75, a drop of 21% in about a month, right? And it could drop even further. Just take a look at where it was 2 months ago. It was sitting at almost $16, and now we're down to half of that. I still think there's a ton of drop still available in these altcoins, and then maybe you can buy them if you want to. I'm not too fussed. Remember, if you got Bitcoin, if you got Ethereum, it's so easy to sleep right. I'm sleeping well. And what I would say to you is just remember this chart. I show this to you all the time, right? If you're looking to get into altcoins, follow this chart. I love this rubric by Secrets of Crypto. It shows sort of the path of money. Remember, so right now, Bitcoin is fundamentally undervalued. What will happen is money will pour into Bitcoin, causing the price to go up. At a certain point, people go, well, Bitcoin's too high. Maybe we should start buying Ethereum. So they sell their Bitcoin, they put money into Ethereum, they sort of go up and down. Ethereum's price also shoots up. And then once Ethereum does that, we see the same thing happen with large cap altcoins, Solana, Atom, Avalanche, whatever, Matic, right? And then you'll see these large cap coins skyrocket. And then on top of that, these meme coins will rocket. And the reason people go, well, how come you can make way more on a meme coin or a high alt is because the total market cap is much smaller. If we compare the market cap of Bitcoin, which is $510 billion, right? $510 billion. Compare that to the ninth biggest crypto. It's got $8 billion in Solana. If you put in $10 billion in market cap in Bitcoin, you don't really see much of a change. $10 billion in market cap in Cardano is like double, right? So that is why the price moves so much more significantly. And when you have that sort of bull market, when you sort of have Bitcoin take off, Ethereum take off, people will start to get super excited, super pumpy on all these other things. But it doesn't happen until Bitcoin skyrockets. And that is why I will continue to keep the majority of my portfolio into Bitcoin, a lesser extent Ethereum, and then I'll hold stable coins waiting for a right buy opportunity, because every 2 weeks I get to add $200 to this account because I thought that was a reasonable thing to do, because anyone can emulate that. You can sort of get a job at DoorDash or Uber Eats, on the side, and build these portfolios that way. Or you can just take a small portion of your income, or a cut of your income, and invest it that way. Remember, this is what I'm doing. Don't sue me, bro, because remember, not financial advice. Who knows? They could go to zero. I don't know, right? I don't think it will. Otherwise, I wouldn't be buying it. But you never know. So remember, always do your own research. Don't rely on anyone telling you anything on YouTube, because that's what I am. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I like to think I do more things right than wrong, and I like to think that I'm more informed. And because I don't really get any sort of ad revenue, like I get like a dollar or something for these videos, so I'm not really getting anything for sharing this. I just want to document my journey and potentially grow a following, showing people, hey, look, you don't need to show products, you don't need to show like meme coins and sort of use your channel to sell people on like trash coins and everything, because there's a lot of crypto YouTubers out there who are actually getting paid. I get emails all the time offering me like $1,000. Just post a video that talks about this coin and they'll send me $1,000. In fact, they'll send it to me before I do it. And I turn it down because my credibility and sort of my authenticity, you can't put a price on that. So it doesn't matter how much they offer me, unless I truly believe in something, unless I use this service, I will never be vouching for it. I want to make sure you guys are protected. Anyways, that's all I had for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I see here that East Chill said he's holding on to his Gen Zeros. I think that's the right play, because at this point, the Defira Gen Zeros are kind of like worthless, but hey, who knows what's going to happen? Remember, follow me on All Tech. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.